Hi. So today I want to tell you an anecdote about the way that we shut down our own emotions as well as sometimes the people around us and sometimes even children's emotions. So I was giving a birthday party for my two daughters, and my older daughter and her husband and my granddaughter walked in the door, and my granddaughter was like this. She was pouty and looked angry. And I said, "Hey, what's going on?" And my daughter said, "Hey, we're going to go upstairs for a little while and I'm going to check in with her." And I was like, "Sure, go for it." Everybody else had arrived and we're chatting and having appetizers. And all of a sudden, this voice comes up, "Stop being so dramatic." And I'm like, "Wow, I would never say that to my granddaughter." Another voice, "Not everything is about you. You're being selfish." And I'm like, "Oh my gosh, stop having an attitude. Pull it together. You better shape up. Put a smile on your face." One after another, I was hearing these, and I realized these were things that if they weren't directed at me as a child, they were directed at others around me, other children potentially. I could really feel them in my body. And I felt sad for that part of me, that younger part of me, that must have had to just in the moment shape up and shove it down. And I went upstairs after a while to check in on them. And I opened the guest room door, and they were curled up on the bed with some stuffed animals between them. And they said, "Oh, we wondered if you'd come check in on us or if someone would." And I said, "Yeah, what's happening?" And it turned out my granddaughter had had a hard day with a friend, and some other things were going on. And I said, "Well, come on down when you're ready." And they came down maybe 5 or 10 minutes later and joined, and my granddaughter was fine. She seemed balanced and was really enjoying herself. And I was like, what a gift. What a gift to witness my daughter giving my granddaughter that space to just transition. Especially for children coming into a new room. No, well, a room. My granddaughter's been here a lot, but maybe she hasn't seen certain faces in a while. Maybe she's going from one environment to another. Those transitions can be hard for all of us, not just kids. Do you give yourself the space to feel? That's the question of the day. And it's not just about feeling joy or balance, because sometimes we're going to feel anger, sometimes we're going to feel grief or depressed. And those are just as important. They're not bad emotions. They give our bodies signals. And if we get really good at hearing those signals early or feeling those early, then we take action. So I like to use the example of anger, because if we're listening to it when it first starts up, we know to draw a boundary, to advocate, to request some space. Anger gives us that clear message. But if we wait too long, we explode. And then anger looks like the problem. So emotions done well and skillfully, that's what emotional intelligence is. We notice our effect on others, but we also allow ourselves the space to navigate them. So I hope that you will check in and give yourself that grace, that compassion to feel whatever you're feeling and allow it to integrate and process. And if you don't know how to do that, there's some wonderful books out there like Language of Emotions by Carla McLaren, or seek out some professional help. All right, take good care.